Alright guys, I'm going to talk about something that happened that I just saw a little while ago. Before I get started on this rant, I just want to say that I'm not going to make this a regular thing. There are a lot of people on this platform who try to get popular by talking about controversial news and essentially just regurgitate information. That kind of low quality content is not going to be a thing on this channel. The only reason I'm talking about this because I feel it would be good to help drive some of the points that I've talked about in my essay content in the past, because it shows that no matter how big you are not untouchable. Okay, so what is the thing that I'm talking about right now? Linus Tech Tips apparently just got hacked. I'm going to try my best to stay neutral on this topic because I have some mixed feelings on Linus and his company, but that really isn't relevant to this video. I'm sure if some of you out there are big fans of Linus, I'm not trying to sway your opinion on him, or his company, or his content. It seems that Linus has fallen victim to the Tesla crypto scam that has been scourging YouTube. The exact methods that the scam flourishes through isn't really set in stone, but there is some speculation that it is spread via email through a phishing link that either installs malware through the browser, grabs your cookies that are used to log into YouTube, which is unlikely, or through malware that is installed via an executable. Victims of this scam will find that their channels are taken over, then the malicious party that is involved will use the channel to stream a Tesla crypto scam, typically a giveaway that is manned by bots who will both delete user comments and spam comments to make it look legit. Unfortunately for the time being, Linus's main channel is gone. I hope that he gets his channel along with all of his content back, because he has put literal years into his channel, a lot of content having long lost the original backups, which would make it unfeasible if not impossible to restore content that may be potentially lost due to an incident like this. In light of all this, I think it would be a good time to talk about some ways to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of this scam. First things first, never install software from the internet that doesn't come from a trusted source. What is a trusted source? That sounds like an obvious answer, but it isn't as clear-cut as you think it is. A trusted source is the official place that you get a piece of software. That means that if you get a link to install software from somewhere else on the internet, that isn't a trusted source. Even if the link looks legit, it could absolutely be fake thanks to URL injection techniques, or even something as simple as masking the link, either through a shortener or through HTML trickery, like with links on Reddit. If you are on Linux, install software through your distro's repos, because that is what they are there for. Second, make sure the security of your system is locked down tight. Admittedly, there's only so much you can do with Windows out of the box, but if you are on Linux, one of the best things that you can do is restricting the power of root and elevating yourself to root when needed be. The best equivalent on Windows is to require a password when you're performing an administrative action. Doing this removes about 80% of the attack surface that malware can propagate through, but keep in mind that this won't stop keyloggers unless you use Wayland, which is only on Linux. Third, use two-factor authentication that doesn't use SMS. One of the worst forms of two-factor authentication are those that use SMS, because SMS is hilariously insecure. SMS hijacking is very common and is so easy that even skids can do it. Personally, I recommend a two-factor authentication app like FreeOTP or its fork, FreeOTP Plus. If you're responsible, you could even use a YubiKey, which will only let you log into your account if you use a special USB drive that you plug in to verify your identity. And now for my final point, use common sense. If something sounds too good to be true, it is. There is nothing that is truly free in this world. Somebody pays the price for something. With free software, the price is paid by the work of the community. But what about that sketchy link that says free Adobe Creative Suite download? The one that pays the price in that circumstance is you, the user, and it will be one that is higher than the $20 monthly fee that the Adobe Creative Suite charges for access. Situations like this are one of the many reasons I still use Linux to this very day. Linus himself was not big on using Linux for most of his machines. Ironic, since he shares his first name with the creator of the Linux kernel himself. He covered videos on Linux in the past, but always kind of pushed this message that Linux isn't ready yet, or that Linux isn't all the way there, when in reality, had he have used Linux on his production machines and used VMs where needed, the situation likely wouldn't have happened. especially if he had used a privacy and security respecting browser like LibreWolf or even a hardened instance of Firefox, along with some common sense. Don't think I'm pointing the finger directly at Linus though, because it is not only very likely, but also the most probable that he wasn't the one who caused this to happen, but rather one of his employees. The point still stands though, had he had kept his machines under hard scrutiny when it comes to the security practices, this would have never happened. Perhaps Linus should listen to Anthony and finally make the switch to Linux as his host OS for his machines.